Hey, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, or good evening. When I'm recording this, good morning when you're watching it. We're back in World of Warships Legends on the home of the slightly above average ship review. I have a full secondary build video for Picardie. Pardon me, I had to sneeze. Hopefully, that will be the only time I have to mute the microphone and sneeze during this video. The temperature a couple of days ago was 70 something, 80 degrees, and right now it is in the low 50s here in the Southern Command. All right, we're moving out in Picardie. I think I'm going to peek at the teams here really quickly in a minute, maybe, or perhaps not. All right, if you missed my other Picardie video, the great thing is the first three turrets are 360-degree turrets. So if you're familiar with Nikolai 1, you can play it that way in terms of main battery. But this build is all about your secondary battery. So you want to get in close. I actually found that here we are straight. We are top tier. There's a Fiji and a Lay Terrible on the enemy team that are down tier. I've actually found the armor isn't that bad. I've been able to get in brawling range a lot. I really haven't been dev struck a ton in this ship. The turrets are a little bit squishy, but I don't recommend putting the turret durability mod on the ship. I would go all in on the secondaries with your commander, all in with the secondaries on your mods, and also throw in a little bit of rudder shift. And that's how you make your money here in Picardie. All right, Fiji out there, we're going to shoot front turret only because I don't know where the other ships are at. Then we're going to turn a little bit. As you can see, Citadel hit there. Second and third turret out as we missed the chance to peg Lay Terrible. Secondary's already going off. Massachusetts gets smashed by my teammate, I guess, or maybe ate a torpedo. And we are still looking at Fiji, who probably isn't going to come out from hiding for a little bit. And then coming up, we're going to see the bad part about Picardie when you're on a team with passive destroyer play. The destroyer, rightfully or wrongfully, is not going to push up very much here. And so at some point, we're going to be like spotting nothing while being spotted. There's Fiji again, another salvo, front turret only, and we're going to back and turn. Secondaries are still going off. There is Lay Terrible. He's already targeted, and Fiji is just going to get out of range before we get these turrets around. Lay Terrible is going to sneak away. I am anticipating torpedoes coming in, so we're in full retreat at this moment. Here they come, as predicted. And we're just going to shoot into the superstructure of Massachusetts with our main battery. All right. All those hits and a whole lot of nothing got accomplished. All right, so we've got a destroyer happy to shell enemy ships from behind a rock. We've got a cruiser who certainly can't spot. And so I'm not going to go in on Lay Terrible. That seems to me to be a really terrible idea. No pun intended, so I will not do that. Continuing to shoot at Massachusetts, Lay Terrible back visible. He got dug out by some torpedoes. We are going to shoot at him. And somebody got set on fire, probably Massachusetts. And so for right now, we're going to be content to back away because nothing but Lay Terrible is spotted. And I think the destroyer over here is actually like a Benson, or it's a gunboat. There's no reason why I shouldn't be pushing in, but he's happy to stay back here and do nothing. All right, blue team pushing through the middle. They got beat on the far side. Looks like the destroyer on the other side of the map did some work for the red team. And so I'm going to push up here. I don't like the looks of the middle. Really don't. Especially since Missouri got crushed. And we have two destroyers in the middle, and Lord only knows what they are doing, although he did just torp out and kill the enemy ship. So I guess that's what they are doing. All right, taking a look at the scoreboard, we have a 60-point lead on the points based on one more kill. But I'm pushing up because Le Terrible beat a hasty retreat. And I know you might be wondering, how is this the secondary build match? Just patience, my friends, patience, and all shall be revealed. Right now we have 20 secondary battery hits. Just keep that in mind as you watch the rest of this game. All right, we got a loose destroyer on some side of the map. I'm getting set on fire by someone. Le Terrible presumably just shelled me as well. We are going to turn and use our rudder shift and speed. It is dropping right now down to the 20s, but it's going to climb right back up as soon as we make our turn. Asagio is taken out and absolutely whiffs on Monarch or whatever was over there. Maybe didn't totally whiff. Looks like somebody got hit with torpedoes. There's also a blazing dread in the background. Anyway, Monarch is engaged with the secondaries. Massachusetts did eat some torpedoes. We're going to move forward behind this other destroyer, and we're going to engage the nose plating of Massachusetts. And fourth salvo in a minute. There it goes. And he set us on fire a couple times. And now we're just praying for the secondaries to do their job, as the other destroyer is so desperate for a kill, which he does get with the torpedoes. He has to get shot at instead. Meanwhile, off screen, we lose another cruiser. We are now tied at 4 apiece. We've got close quarters with a Monarch. We've got Le Terrible out there. We are turning to dodge torpedoes. You can see we are kind of giving up some of our broadside briefly to Monarch, and we are not really going to suffer any penalties. The good rudder shift allows us to dodge those torpedoes as some more trading is occurring. One blue ship down in exchange for one red ship. We are totally focused on Monarch with these low caliber main battery guns, and my turrets can't turn quick enough in close quarters. May that be a lesson to you. Meanwhile, we take out Le Terrible with our secondary battery, and we're going to shoot at Monarch and not do a ton of damage. Really not. And we're still showing a fair amount of broadside, and we're just not taking a lot of damage from him. Now, I don't know what he's shooting, HE or AP, I just don't know. But you can see these secondaries just raining in, and he is taking a lot of damage. High caliber metal unlocked, and we burn down Monarch. All right, last enemy ship, Blazing Dread. Turret slowly turning. We'll get the front 2 turrets off. We are in danger of being burnt down, and I think our secondary build kind of saved us. Citadel hit on Blazing Dread. Remember when I said I only had 20 secondary battery hits? We are almost at 200. We started out in the beginning, we had 25k damage. We've added 100k to that. And we are turning to engage Blazing Dread, the last ship. And we're going to get one turret off because we're turning to avoid the rock. There it goes. And once I get around this island to our port bow, we'll be able to turn and give full broadside. And maybe get some more secondary action going against the final ship. You know, I'm not really worried about these fires. I think this build may be optimized for Picardie. I will have to look at the other French ships, secondaries, and see what else is out there. But I don't have a lot of complaints in terms of this build. But that being said, yes, I would go with a secondary build. And like my first video where I said it wasn't very great, I've been convinced through gameplay. Not stellar, but several matches well over 100k damage with the secondaries. But I think this one showed a lot of the stuff, close quarters combat with an enemy battleship and passively taking out a destroyer. Full salvo and a Blazing Dread. Can we get another Citadel hit? No, we cannot. All right, secondaries are going off in a second. I think I'm going to hit my secondary thing in a second. Another full salvo on Blazing Dread. And that hit was a little bit better, a bunch of overpens, it looks like. But eventually he's going to get into secondary range where they start going off regularly, and then I'm going to hit that last enhanced secondary battery charge number 2, which is better than the number 1. They're starting to fire, and I think right after I shoot this salvo here, I am going to engage them. Looks like he's doing the T-Bull shuffle on the edge of the map. And so we're going to estimate where he's at and then hit that secondary battery charge. And as you can see, these secondaries are not playing around with this full secondary build. We are over 140k damage. And if he hadn't had that island in the way, I feel very confident we would have killed him. But unfortunately for me, I can't get the salvo off in time. All right. Here on the victory screen, high caliber medal, close quarters expert medal, 145,160 total damage, 2 assisted kills, 2 kills, 8 fires, 2 citadel hits, 214 secondary battery hits. We ended up with 680,907 silver, 9,400 ship XP, 2,500 green XP, 16,500 commander XP in Picardie, with Emile Gepret as our secondary build commander. There we are at the top of the board. 2 medals, 2 big kills, 2228 base XP. Not a fantastic match in terms of base XP, but I think that video kind of showed you the strong points of the secondary build, and I'll take it. I really will. We're dodging torps and we're using our secondaries. All right, here in the port, secondary battery mod 2. Steering gears mod 2. Concealment system mod 1. And secondary battery mod 3. In terms of the loadout, you do have 3 charges of a repair party, 2 charges of a main battery reload booster, and 3 charges of that enhanced secondary targeting 2. We were running all epic flags. I don't think you need the epic battle booster at the end, but I was running it. Type 9 permanent camo, Picardie flag. Taking a look at the specs, 61,000 hit points, 38% torpedo damage reduction. And moving on to the main battery, the 4 quad 305, 17.8 kilometer firing range, 27-second reload, 36-second turn time, HE shells, 3,500 max AP shell damage, 15% fire chance. HE, pardon me. Armor piercing shells, 7450 max damage. 2 sets secondaries, the range, reload time, damage, and fire setting chances, all the same. 11.1 range, 3.7 reload, 1,800 HE shell damage, 9% fire chance. You got 4x2 130s and 4x4 130s. They're dual purpose. They are some of your better AA, which overall is not great. If you are an aircraft carrier player, I think knocking out this ship might be a good idea in the beginning. Certainly preferable to a U.S. ship if it's out there as a target. Maneuverability, 32.9 knots with this build, 700 meter turning circle, which didn't change, 10.7 second rudder shift time. Concealment, 12.4 in the surface, 10.4 from the air, 11.1 firing and smoke. For reference, my Yamato concealment build is 12.5 kilometers, so keep that in mind. This isn't really that great, in my opinion. All right, stats since the last time. Well, we just lost a bunch more matches. The main battery accuracy is improved by 3%, I believe. But we do have way more secondary kills. Kill death ratio is down to 1.0. Average damage per battle is up to 71k. The last game you saw is our best game in this ship to date. All right, armor viewer. Again, same as the last video, nothing changed here. The low water citadel, I've heard the word turtleback thrown about in reference to the ship. You do have an armor belt up to 180 millimeters on the front of your ship. Casemate armor includes a 300, if I remember correctly, millimeter armor belt. There it is. And we will add on the torpedo protection, which goes up over the armor belt and may act as spaced armor. Turrets and barbettes are weakly armored. They will get knocked out if they're focused. This stuff just catches on fire. Anyway, that is a recap of the armor profile of Picardie. All right, we're going to move on to our commander and the full secondary build. Emil Geprat, base trait, expeditious. I think this has been buffed. 6.5% movement speed. Very beneficial for a friendship. We got Haruna and Von Hipper for secondary range, dispersion, and shell grouping. They're both maxed out. Row 1, not the one for nuisance, which reduced our fire chance. Row 2, porcupine. Row 3, firefighter. Row 4, properly meticulous. And fight fire with fire is our legendary skill. I did try a bunch of matches with running with scissors. I do not recommend running with scissors. Just one man's opinion. Anyway, that is the secondary build Picardie video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, like, comment, subscribe down below. Let me know what you think about this build and this ship, and I'll see you on the next one, everybody. Have a good one.